Yo! This is a weird one, boys. Because our boy Feather, like, ain't too many motherfuckers out there who look as good as Feather, bro. I don't know why I cursed so early, but ain't too many mother lovers out there who have the style or the swag or, like, just the aesthetics of Feather, bro. Like, if I recall, even a My Mask himself was hyped up about Feather, bro. He was like, damn, that's Feather? Or was it like the Wolverine claw? No, he was Feather. He was talking about Feather, I believe. Yeah. During the invasion, I believe. So, when you get a guy, a badass, a Chad, as it were, like Feather, simping over, just like tricked, bamboozled, scammed, cheated on, cucked, like, you gotta have some fortitude to respond the way Feather did. Am I right? Am I wrong? How did you guys feel about 180?
Since we're starting off with Feather, I'll just say Feather is the face of chivalry, man. It was actually a fun addition to the chapter, even though it didn't have anything to do with the Tatsumaki Saitama stuff. You know, they interrupted, but I was actually surprised at how long that went on. But it's One Punch Man. It was all jokes because of how it ended. Overall, though, I was pretty satisfied with this chapter. It had a moment that I think I will remember for a long time in One Punch Man, which we'll get into later.
Yeah, I enjoyed the chapter. Thought it was pretty solid. My bad. Yeah, thought it was pretty good. Yeah, it was just pretty solid chapter all around. What was his name? Saitama was flying up all over the city, all over many cities, by the sounds of things. And yeah, I liked the Feather part. Thought that's pretty interesting. It's kind of the tropey part of One Punch Man, and only then to then make fun of it again. So I thought it was really good.
Yeah, with Feather, I appreciate the commitment to the bit to dedicate this much of the chapter towards it. It's very good. Like, this is just stuff I've seen before, so just anytime it gets to turn on its head, it's really good. Saitama and Tatsumaki flying around, basically fighting but saving the day at the same time is very good. It's stuff I will talk about in a bit, because we were talking last chapter about, like, how the Hero Association is going to treat Tatsumaki. But I think this will be interesting to go forward. Yeah, just a fun little chapter. There's only a small bit I want to talk about quickly is I love when Murata does these things where, like, it'll be the same angle, but action will keep happening the same way. So, like, when Tatsumaki sends Saitama flying, and then the next page it keeps going from that angle again and again. I just think that stuff looks really cool. Yeah, fun chapter though.
Yeah, I agree. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well, it's still in motion, but you see the different aspects of it. 100%. Is Fubuki growing, bro?
In what way?
So, I'm gonna read the dialogue verbatim. We're done. The Fubuki group is hereby disbanded. All of you are too weak. You're completely useless. That means we go our separate ways. Don't try to follow me. How, like, this is obviously was difficult for her. This is obviously the antithesis of what her philosophy was beforehand. Strengthen numbers. Gather the power of others to strengthen herself. She's taken the first step for the exact opposite. She's seen the results or the capabilities or the extremes of this opposing ideology or philosophy of combat. Is Fubuki changing for the better?
It's hard to say. I think what happened in this chapter.
Throw a wrench in there too. Like, please remember that, like, there's no set, like, way to go about this. That's kind of like the whole turmoil, right? That, like, Tatsumaki and Kishin Saitama are pushing in that narrative of doing it on your own. But it doesn't mean that the opposite can't be true. I guess, for example, it'd be Sitch, right? But go ahead.
Yeah, it's no wrong way to do. Well, this is what I wanted to say. I don't necessarily think this is a indication of her growth, but it could be a catalyst for that to happen. This very well could be a catalyst. I think what happened in this chapter is more so her conforming to what reality has shown her. And there are a couple of different aspects that comes with what she did in this chapter. For one, this is the turmoil that came with what her decision is, her ego and her want for friendship. This is what we were talking about when we had that one panel where we were discussing, like, are there romantic implications about how she reacted to what Saitama said, last chapter or a couple of chapters ago. And I think it's just the reason why she got this group together isn't only just for strength and to be on the top and to be better than her sister. It's because she's genuinely lonely. And we can talk about why she is that way, but what she did in this chapter, I feel, wasn't even. Well, yeah. I'll let everybody else get a chance for that, but I think why she did what she did was to protect everybody more so than anything else.
Yeah. So I kind of agree with Satsuki in the sense of I don't think it's a case of like a huge sense of growth where would Fubuki have done something like this where she considers the well-being of others, i.e. the Fubuki group, ahead of her own kind of personal wants. And I think the Fubuki we know would kind of have mostly always done that, in the sense of she wouldn't have just let the Fubuki group get absolutely massacred if it meant that she was responsible for it, right? So I don't think she's grown exponentially or like amazingly in that sense. But I think from a maturity perspective, she has grown quite a lot. And for me, the reasoning is the way she actively considers the threats to the Fubuki group in this chapter, where one of the main threats is her sister Tatsumaki, and how she wants to cut off this group from her because Tatsumaki sees them as a threat to Fubuki's safety, whereas Fubuki sees them as like, this replacement for having basically no friends and basically being a loner. So she had that, and then there's the business side of it as well, which is this is her actual life, this is her work, and having to decide to go kind of against that, and the power in numbers kind of ethos she's been following. But then the other thing that was interesting was the members of the Fubuki group come up to her and make mention of, we'll never make this mistake again, who are Tsukuyomi. And that's another point she had to consider, which was, my sister's after them, Tsukuyomi might very well be after these guys, and I'm kind of the common denominator for all of this. So in order to save these guys from a fate where they're up against basically a whole bunch of telekinetics, I've got to make sure that they're not connected to me in any way. So from that perspective, I was like, it's a very kind of mature move to make on her part. And she did it in a very cold manner, but you could see she was considering those things beforehand. So I fully understood it, and I was like, yeah, I kind of appreciate that. I think Fubuki's growing in her maturity.
I think her growth will fully depend on like how the Fubuki group react to this. Like, if Fubuki group leave her alone and she carries on, then she will just stay on the path that Tatsumaki takes her on, which is like, do this alone. You've got no one else to rely on but yourself. But if the Fubuki group, maybe they'll do it in like a couple chapters, or maybe it'll be like at some point in the future, the Fubuki will come back and maybe they'll be stronger at that point. And like, we don't want to hold you back, because they're obviously taken aback by this. They don't want to leave Fubuki. But if they feel like they're holding it back, they may step away for a bit, come back later on and go, we're going to stand with you. And that might be where a moment later on where she goes, I can fight together with people. Yeah.
Well, I want to add this too. If she happens to get the Fubuki group back, I think if she does lose any members, those members will be like,
already they barely gone and we out here talking about them niggas coming back.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to speculate it. I believe that I believe that they will reconcile. I don't know when this is going to be. It could be 50 chapters from now, it can be 5 chapters from now. I don't know. But I do think that the group won't end because for Fubuki to take the same path as Tatsumaki, I just not only do I think that's redundant as just a story reason, I just don't think that really fits Fubuki's narrative as a character. Like her being insecure and being lonely, I think she in a way needs the Fubuki group. And they also need her as well. Because from what we've seen, they don't really have an identity.
So we'll get an arc where she explores the opposing viewpoint, and then we see. Because I agree with that. I wouldn't necessarily want her to like be the same as Tatsumaki. But at the same time, like you guys were also talking about her being a loner and stuff like that too. Like, what is the base storyline here? Like, what is the principal or main storyline here? Is it that like Fubuki is a loner, and that this is a method that she's using to get stronger, or like, because I feel like, remember, she's the one that made that group too back in the day, that science group. She was the founder of it, right? So like, she's been making groups from the beginning. Are we gonna say that like she's always been lonely and like seeking power through others? Because like, according to Psycho, she was that thing back in the day. So that's why I'm like, is this about her relying on others too much, as has been pointed out, or is it about her like not being strong enough, or like wanting to seek others just for like attention's sake? Like, I guess I'm not articulating correctly. Like, what is the true dilemma behind Fubuki?
It's herself, because a state of loneliness isn't defined by the amount of people around you, because like loneliness doesn't mean necessarily that you're alone. That's just a state of being. If you could be lonely and have a couple of quote unquote friends, but if you feel lonely, that's how you will feel. And I think the reason why she feels this way in the first place is because even with the groups that she's formed, it wasn't in a pursuit of friendship. It was in a pursuit of something greater. It's more power. It's more prestige. It's more recognition and whatnot. And I think that's what she has to work on herself. She has to really self-reflect and understand who she is as a person, because she has a lot of insecurities and other things and that she has to look at. So I think that's what the dilemma is with her character. Of course, power is going to come into it too, because she's just not strong enough to deal with the threats that she's been tasked with recently. But yeah, I think that's the dilemma.
Part of it's also just to do with Tatsumaki. Like, one of her main reasons for power is just to be a hero. It's because of how strong Tatsumaki is. Like, Tatsumaki's always been like, I'll do it on my own. I can sort it out. And they probably don't have much relationship apart from this. We see them sometimes together, but there's a gap between them just on a power basis that like maybe she's trying to show Tatsumaki you don't have to be alone. They had this discussion previously in the Monster Association, but she probably just wants her sister back more.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And I think one of the original reasons for the Fubuki group was there was some semblance of catching up to Tatsumaki in the sense of he's this single figure of just extreme power, and then there's Fubuki. So she was gathering people around her to kind of amass a similar power or something of that matter. To kind of, and then her end goal was changing as we were going through the Monster Association arc. So I think at one point it was she wants to be seen as like this powerful organization, something similar to what Tatsumaki is. And then in the Monster Association arc, it became a case of how can I assist my sister? How can I be something that's kind of not an equal power level, but something that's seen as a power level enough where my sister could rely on me. And that's kind of along the lines of what Satsuki was saying, where and Matt actually, where it's a case of having that recognition from Tatsumaki. And that's where I think we kind of come into the storyline where we are right now, where she's not getting the recognition she wants from Tatsumaki, and if anything, she's only ever proving Tatsumaki's concerns right, which are you have this amount of people with you, but you don't know if any of them are legit, and you don't know if any of them are traitors. And then it turns out one of them was a major traitor from an organization that they might have had previous history with. So I think a lot of her arc will focus on getting Tatsumaki's recognition, but for us as readers, what would be the best way forward, I think, is getting Tatsumaki's recognition, but sticking to her guns, which was, I have a group of people around me, and specifically, it would be groups of people she can trust. So maybe that's where like Saitama, Bang, all these guys come in.
Saitama fucked it over then, because what you just described is her sticking to her guns as being what the final resolution should be at the end of the series, like the end of character. And I agree. That's what I was alluding to earlier, that she's going to go through a stint of like trying Tatsumaki's method, see that it's not right for her, or see the downfalls, and then reassure herself in the method she was doing before, but with improved techniques and an improved mentality and maturity. But Saitama was the problem. We had the new Fubuki group right there. Niggas was in the apartment, bruh. Like, and it wasn't even some shit where like there was like some sexual or like emotional relationship getting in between things or making things difficult. No, there was no romantic relationship there as far as we could tell. As far as to this point right now, there was nothing to assume romantically amongst Saitama and any of these females until these recent chapters where we're pushing that. It's Tatsumaki's dialogue and the humor that's alluding to that. So Saitama's the problem. He's both the solution. Let me not. I can't play like that. Let me not play like that. He's the solution and the problem. Like,
he's more. I don't know what word I want to use to describe him. He's more like he's the person that's poking holes in the flaws or the issues that they have as characters.
Yeah, yes. He is being used as that, as a catalyst for that. I agree. But if, like, because we're talking about the end solution is her returning back to making a group, but going about it differently somehow and with a different mentality. We all have different ideas as to how or what the end game of this potential, like, pattern of growth will be or could be. But, like, at the end of the day, we're still unanimously saying that she's going to come back to this.
But the issue isn't that the group is, because like what Saitama did, what you're saying is like he broke up the group or whatever, essentially. But the group isn't the issue. The issue is that Fubuki has some character things going on with her lack of strength, her inferiority complex towards Tatsumaki, to the point to where she doesn't really try to stand up to her, and her loneliness. And I think she needs to be alone to work on those things, because if she has those people, she doesn't work on those things. She doesn't try to improve herself. So the group needs to be disbanded because they need to work on issues too, because these motherfuckers haven't gotten stronger since they've been introduced. They've been the same strength with us.
That's the other angle or dimension to this that you mentioned earlier, and I didn't think about ever in this, that like these are additional characters. Like, the actual problem here is the relation amongst these two entities. Like, if they were Cock Diesel Big Strong, Tatsumaki would be going about this differently, or there would be a different conversation, as Saitama was proving, that somebody with sufficient strength gains her respect, or at least her annoyance. So, you're right. How should these individuals change? What should we expect from them? Are we going to see some glasses type shit? Like, are we going to get another glasses? We already got a glasses. Didn't glasses come from the Fubuki group first?
Yeah. Well, this is the thing for Fubuki group, is they've got a real uphill battle ahead of them, because you've got, so obviously, like, there's been a lot of evidence to show working on your own gets it done. Like, Glasses wasn't great in the Fubuki group. He left them, started working on his own. Now he's leagues above most of them now, with maybe the exception of Fubuki. Like, he's easily the strongest out of anyone that came from them. Like, they have to really show that their method is valuable, because no one else is really showing it. We've had temporary teams with heroes, like when the S-Class helped each other out in the Monster Association. but that was only temporary, and the S-Class were already very powerful. They've got to show the real effort that like a group of weaker heroes can really contribute to bigger battles in society.
I'll say this as a controversial part of this conversation. Probably something controversial to say in general to the community right now, but it needs to be said. I think that this glimpse of Feather and the potential of focusing on these other minor characters is what's going to return us back to the glory of One Punch Man. Please read full context into that sentence. I don't want to imply that with the ending of the arc that we've dropped in quality. I'm simply saying that the number 2 ranked hero is fighting Caped Baldy. And I don't care. Like, we're talking about a series that has the potential of making a sneeze be arguably one of the most iconic attacks in all of anime and manga history. You show me a picture that's drawn better, that's more ferocious than what we saw on Io. Like, that compilation of pictures from what happened on Earth to there, bro. The compilation of pictures that we've got in the story in general is ridiculous. You can't tell me that level of storytelling can't propel or can't display a fight that's the number 2 versus Saitama greatly. I don't care right now. Like, I don't care. So, my point in saying this is that Feather looks cool. We've seen Feather for a while. So that's appearance and history with the character. So he's laying the seeds there already. If we get more of this, the fuck was that? Sounded like a fucking dinosaur, bro. What the fuck was that? If we get more appearances of these like recognizable A, B, and C class heroes, like this is the opportunity for boys like Glasses, boys like Lightning Max, boys like Eon to actually get Starlight. We're talking like presentations that Puri got, presentations that Genos got, like those type of chapters. Where I'm saying like an entire chapter or maybe even a set of chapters is resolved not by Saitama, but by Spring Mustachio. Imagine a deep sea scenario where Eon is the resolution, not Saitama. Like, what kind of hype would he get then, bro? Like, that's my boy out there. You get that second arm, man. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get that. Oh, nigga, boom! Here, get a second arm, Eon. That's what we're gonna do. But that's what I'm talking about. We have high potential if we continue along this route. And I don't mean the side story shit, bro. I'm talking about like where like I just said, a deep sea type scenario. I think I would like that more than continuing this Tatsumaki Saitama fight. What do you think? Do you disagree with me?
But before we go, Andre, this chat said, I feel like Fubuki does that to protect the people of her group because Tatsumaki would do as she said. And I guess the idea is so the group can get stronger together. Her group is weak in comparison to her, and Tatsumaki thinks she doesn't need weaklings or expect anything from them. So yeah, I think we all agree on all of that. But with to the whole feather thing, so you just want more of the focus to be attributed to more of the side characters, right?
Yes.
Or I guess what the real issue is, you're just not interested in the Tatsumaki and Fubuki fight,
bro. Like, God, I don't care. Like, bro, like y'all know
why don't you care, bro, exactly?
Like,
why don't you care?
What has happened here, bro? Like, it's. I want to use this as a comparison. What cool? Because this fight's been going on for 2 or 3 chapters now. What cool has been drawn in this fight compared to anything we got from Tatsumaki before this? Anything that she was, bro, the Evil Eye fight. What looks better, the Evil Eye versus Tatsumaki, or this so far? Which is, that's what I'm talking about, bro. Like, just aesthetically, the way he's drawing the fight, the way the story's coming across, it's like it feels like we're on a downhill, like coming off the this is a storytelling. Please imagine the storytelling map or the map of story concepts. You got the rising action, the climax, the resolution. So it's a hell like that. So I feel like we're at the what's the opposite of the apex? The bottom? I'm trying to use big words here. I'm just go with the bottom. Bottom of the hill. I feel like we're there.
I think you're talking about fallen action.
Yeah, that's what it, bro. My nigga, you an author, man? How you need to? Yeah, so like the falling action or whatever. So I'm not too interested in this fight right now. I need more. Maybe like if I see some cooler shit, but
I think for you, Grimm, what the difference is right there is, like you said, Evil Eye, Sairochi, they are all more serious fights, but Tatsumaki, because she's fighting monsters. We know that they're fighting to the death. We know that one of them is going to try and kill the other. And even you've talked about Saitama and Garou. And that one, of course, like Saitama fights are taken less seriously because it's Saitama. We know he's going to win. We know he doesn't take it that serious. But that had 8 years of build up to it. And obviously we had all the stuff with God going on. Like we had a lot of build up to Saitama and Garou. So when that fight happened, we were just ready for it. Okay. Whereas with this one, like just from the tone from the very beginning, Saitama's not taking it seriously. Tatsumaki is annoyed, but she's not like really going all out. I think your difference there is how the theme of the fight is. Whereas the other fight was like, even with Saitama and Garou, like Saitama was trying to kill him at one point. Saitama was like, I want you to understand what I'm going through. Like, I'm genuinely pissed off. But now he's just annoyed. He's like, I want to go home. You don't want to be part of this fight. Saitama does really not want to be part of this fight. Okay. He's done with this. He's like, I'm looking for an excuse to dip. I want to go. I don't like you. But what you need to, it's just, this fight is a different tone. And that's okay. I'm fine with this fight so far because it's not really like, it's not taking itself seriously. It's not like Saitama and Tatsumaki go, oh, you're a real threat, let's go. They go in, they're arguing. And it's leading to a lot of funny situations because of it.
Funny situations, huh, Matt?
Yeah. Because this fight doesn't. The stakes in this fight, or like what we believe is going to be the conclusion of this fight, is just in terms of like what's going to happen to Saitama and Tatsumaki. We both expect them to come out all right. None of them going to be mortally wounded. So I think the action in that sort of has to reflect it. Now it is Saitama, so you can do, of course, ramp up the attacks to make it crazy. But I think why the fight has been progressing like that is because Tatsumaki is slowly like adding on to her arsenal. Like, okay, you can survive this. Okay, you can survive this. All right. You know, so who's to say that the fight won't look more cool once we get, because this chapter really, I think, how many pages was it? I think 33% of this chapter was focused on Feather. So this fight wasn't even really in the forefront, which is the odd thing. So we still haven't really had a chapter, except for like the beginning of it, to where we're actually focusing on the fight and actually, like, you know, where Murata's in his bag with it. So I think it's more just a wait and see type of thing. But this is not to say that how you feel about it right now isn't valid. Listen, I'm not the One Piece person. I'm not going to do it was a setup chapter. If you feel like that right now, I get it. It's been gaggy. It's been comedic for the most part. And I think the fight and how it looks is a reflective of that.
See, maybe I'm going to be that One Piece guy. But I don't think it's set up. I don't think it's set up in that sense. But I do think it is planting seeds for future relationships. We've already discussed kind of Fubuki and the Fubuki group, Fubuki and Saitama, Fubuki and Tatsumaki. Those relationships are going to be changed after the kind of these sequence of chapters. Saitama and Tatsumaki. By the end of this fight, I'd like to see kind of, because I see this less kind of. I understand why Grimm is kind of not so hyped about it, because it's not a fight where we expect the resolution to mean something pivotal for the story. It's not going to change, Saitama's worldview. Tatsumaki's probably going to still be the same. But I do kind of want to see where it goes, because this fight for me is a probing fight on both parts. Saitama's he's done with it. He's like, yeah, I know that you're not going to be able to damage me, more or less. So he just wants to go home because his house has already been destroyed and now his jacket's getting killed. His clothes are tearing off. So he's like, man, I can't afford to fight with you no more. But then you have Tatsumaki, who is really, really just probing to see, I think, and it's almost like Satsuki was saying, she's layering attack on attack on attack to see how far she can take it. But then for me, there has to be some sort of resolution at the end, which is, what did her probing achieve? Did she find out something about Saitama? Is she going to utilize Saitama in some way? Is she going to hope that he protects Fubuki or something like that? What is it in this fight that Tatsumaki is really hoping to achieve? So that's kind of what I'm interested in, I think.
That nigga's funny, bro. I mean, like, yeah, that's big facts. Like, we're definitely getting fundamental changes in the story from this, and I do want to see the consequences. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, bro. Like, just like you pointed, you guys really summed up what it really is. It's like Matt said. It's the whole tone of the fight is different from what it was before, so that's different. And they're throwing gags in there too, and it's for a different reason. So I get it 100%, and I agree with that. I'm just saying, bro, like, so, nah, bro, I don't fuck that shit. Like, I do it a different way, bro. Give me Evil Eye again, bro, or give me like side by side when they're fighting. Give me some real shit going on, bro, or give me somebody scheming. Give me some panels every other chapter of like God talking about some. Oh, you over there, Saitama? Type, so something like, something crazy, bro.
I would hate God if he showed up every chapter. Just be like, I'm watching. I would be like, God, do something or go away. Like, you're easily the worst villain now in One Punch Man.
But like, all right, okay. You're right. Like, maybe it's not something exaggerated. There's something tactful, obviously, but like, something of different significance, or maybe the start. Like Tsukuyomi, for example. When he got clapped, I was like, eh. Like, it happens in One Punch. There are certain individuals who, when you fight them, it's not even like, even though they're super stronger than you, like way stronger than you, I'm gonna make the defeat look cool, like in Bleach, right? Like in Bleach, you'll go up against Byakuya and think you doing that thing, bro. Think you hot gas out there, bro. And they'll just like cut your blade in half or some shit like that. Like, it'll make it look cool, the gap in difference. Here, it's just like Tatsumaki will fucking like spatter you up against the wall and she'll do it chibi-wise. Like, come on, bro. Like, no. So that's why...
Isn't that better in some ways? Because the joke, it's like just funny because that literally means nothing to her. Like, the power gap is so different. She's like a fly. She's like, get out of here. It's not like Byakuya breaking Ichigo's sword where it's supposed to be like, oh shit, there's a power gap. It's supposed to be like, oh, okay, they're just a different level. It's like with Saitama, this chapter, when he punches Iron Fist, he's just like, oh, go away then. Bam, that's it, he's done. That's just done for comedy. That's funny.
Yeah, because they did that like 3 times in this chapter. It was the whole feather thing, how he was, he was on his way to become the hero, then he gets smacked by Saitama, and then they smack what was that motherfucker's name, boy? How strong is Kazon Rat?
There we go. Dragon level. Hey.
Bruh.
Hey, stronger than Phoenix Man, maybe?
When I live reacted to this, I seen him show up. I said, "Oh shit!" I said, "Hey, K's on the rat." I turned like, what was it? Like three more pages. Body. I said, "Oh, okay, my bad."
I watched Grimm's face drop the moment I said Phoenix Man.
Hey, we don't know how strong that mug is.
I mean, hey, it took Saitama and Tatsumaki to take him on, so
He could have been like Metal Bat. That's why Metal Bat was about to face him. Like, the more times you get his fighting spirit up, who knows?
This chapter could have just been the Kenzon Rat stuff, and that would have just summed up this fight so far. Like,
pretty
literally.
much.
Yeah, see, that's why Grimm's angry though, because he wanted to see He was there on the edge of his seat when he saw Metal Bat running towards Kenzanrat. He was like, "Bro, this is it. I'm about to see peak fiction." And then he sees as Metal Bat is the giant rat. Yeah, look at him, bro. He was fuming.
Bro.
Metal Bat this chapter, 100%. He's like,
This bro, I was like, okay, because we got the hue, like whenever a dragon comes out and it's like a dragon, even some demons get, but we got the hue, bro, like the dark hue, the dark shadow underneath them, bro. Look, God, bro. Even though it's an ugly ass monster, but he big as hell. He's out here causing EC type damage. I'm like, oh, okay. And they send Metal. Why they keep sending Metal Bat for these Colossus, bro? Why does Metal Bat show up for these Colossus, bro? Big guns. It's big guns Metal Bat, man. That's what it is. I'm calling it big guns. That's what it really. Darkshine? No. No. Metal Bat. They were the big guns at. That's what you call in for, bro. And he's pissed too. He's like, hey. And then we get another. Bro, one of the best panels in One Punch Man is Metal Bat looking up at EC through the buildings. EC just staring down at him, bro. Oh my God, bro, that was that thing. And we almost got it here, bro. We almost damn near got it here, bro. And then fucking this caped fuck just blows right through his head, bro. Like, come on.
They had to have killed some people, bro.
I don't know for sure, bro. Hella niggas died in this chapter. Hella niggas. A lot of people. I know you guys wanted to pretend like, I think it was like a year and a half ago or a year ago, that like people weren't dying in One Punch. We can't pretend that niggas aren't dying here. Everybody in A City, back in like chapter like 26, 36, 32, 34, them niggas all died. Again, more niggas is dying, bro. Let's stop pretending.
Hey, look, man. They got like a squad of scientists who can mechanize our boy Air's throat. All these people coming back like looking like Frieza when he's mechanized, cyborg Frieza. They're coming back with new eyes, new limbs. These guys are good, man. These guys are Gucci.
Stupid, bro. Man,
Like, bro, how did that whole building evacuate that quick?
they're trained, mate. If this is your day-to-day life, you're trained on this. Like, if monsters show up at any point, you just go, right, go. Everyone's out of there. Everyone clears the city. They know what to do.
Well, yeah, they should have a faster evacuation process, but I just can't believe that with all that destruction, that not a single casualty happened.
Kenzan.
I can't.
Someone's dead. Like,
Cause
not a hero, but someone's dead. Even if someone just tripped over and bashed their head, that's fine.
Yeah, because Tatsumaki and Saitama continue to go through 3 other buildings.
So we got the giant snowman, Beefcake, Elder Centipede, Kenzan Rat, 100 Eyes Octopus, Sage Centipede, Evil Natural Ocean, technically, right?
Yeah.
And then, am I missing one? Big Colossus.
Giant Crow?
No. He's not big enough. I guess it would be Orochi. No, I mean, no, he's not that big.
Not for like, if you're comparing all the giant monsters, no, not really.
I mean, Orochi's as big as 100 Eyes, isn't he?
He's big, but he's not like Elder Centipede, Giant Snowman big.
Okay.
They're like colossal.
Yeah,
they are.
right.
Like, you can't compare them with Beefcake.
Are these guys like... Because I was having a debate the other day. We did the Tournament of Power. You guys should check that out, those videos. We were talking about how back in the day, how strong EC was if he was out there fighting Blast. And it's like, even up against Bang, Genos, and Bomb, it wasn't so clear as to how he poses a threat to these heroes. How are you going to kill them? How is he going to kill them? That's what people always argue. So it's like, how dangerous or how hard is it to fight these big ass colossal monsters? Like, should you expect to lose? Like, I always mention this to talk shit, but like, Flashy didn't one shot 100 Eyes, It didn't even look like he was gonna kill him with the flashy slash. Like, Beefcake is strong as hell.
For sure.
Should we expect like that Kenzin Rat was like actually super strong, especially because he had arms? Like, how does that work? What were you guys expecting from Kenzin Rat?
Hey man, mid dragon. What are our tiers? Mid dragon. That's what I'm feeling.
You mid high,
It's just guess.
mid low high dragon.
Guess where you want to have them, because that's it. Unless Murata has like, you know, one comes out with like, oh yeah, he could actually compete with Saitama if he wanted to.
Unless this is going to find out, oh, this is Kenzin Rat Jr. It's like, oh, here's Kenzin Rat Jr.
Baby Kenzin Rat? Oh no. I mean, he made the upgrade from, either he made the upgrade from Demon or Dragon, or they decided to classify him as Dragon.
I mean, when you're causing that much damage from your size alone, it's like, it's that kind of rank that's pretty much Dragon.
The real reason we're here today is for Erica. Boy. Listen, bro, just because Feather fucked up don't mean we would fuck up. Like, Erica's that thing, low key, bro. Like, high key, bro. Not even low key, bro. High key, bro. Did you guys see Erica? Like, is she not competing with, like, at least the other girls or the other association girl workers? Like, I don't know if you guys remember, we did a video where we literally went through every single page in the manga and found every single woman who had a definable body, and we put them on a tier list.
What?
Yes, we did this.
I don't know if I was there.
I wasn't there.
You what?
Grimm, did you dream this?
Yo, Grimm just looking away.
Yo.
100%. Sorry, bro. Somebody's fucking revving their engine like a fucking asshole. But, why do you keep cursing, bro? Like, relax. No, yeah, we did that, bro. Literally every single female in the manga, we did. Check it out. Go on Grim Reaper, One Punch Man Girls. Just type that in. There was a few videos, actually. But yeah, we did that.
Every single one.
Is it just like you reading it? There's no silence, and then you see you're like, whoa, and then you freak out. Okay, and it goes back to complete silence, and then you just carry on.
No. It's a tier list video, but I literally went through the manga and found every single girl in every single panel that's definable. So,
Well, you mean like every single legal?
I don't like this silence.
I don't like that. I don't like his eyes.
I don't like his face right now.
Whoa, racism? What's going on here?
It's not racism, mate. If you saw the face you were pulling, it's just it's not a very nice face.
Listen, call the police.
Look, bro.
So are we saying Erica's top 5? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, bro, I didn't say top 5, bro. There's a whole lot of females out there, and I think we've updated it quite a bit, especially with Girl's Mom, bro.
That got Grimm serious. You said that is a top 5, and Grimm suddenly flattened.
That was the most serious he's been in this podcast.
I've never seen it like
his voice went his voice went down like 5 pitches, bro.
We've been saying things about Atomic Samurai, his favorite character, and he'll be like creasing. But as soon as you mention Erica top 5,
okay. Guys.
No.
Hey, I didn't say it like that.
I mean, she probably wouldn't be in my top 5. But top 10? Okay, we can talk.
I mean,
talk.
you're a Dos S hater, so like.
Yeah, I am. But I'm also a Fubuki lover, and I'm also a Psychos lover. So
I mean, there's some credibility there, but
yeah. And Asami got to be up there. I apologize. I apologize for bringing her up.
She like top 3, bit.
I forgot the other one I always usually bring up, but yeah,
Mizuki.
Suki. I don't. It's not Mizuki who's in my top 5, but Mizuki is very respectable.
What do you mean she's not in your top 5?
I mean, I wouldn't have her in my top 5.
That's crazy,
I
bro.
don't.
That's crazy, bro. Like it's.
Listen, she's a little too brolic for me, but I still got her up there. But
you like fat girls. I feel you. Yeah, I feel you.
listen, just a little, you know what I'm saying? Little more on the feminine side. That's all I'm asking. Cause she look like she'll choke my ass out. I slip up. But Erica, yeah, Erica cool. If she wasn't married to a fucking evil villain.
That was crazy, bro. Like she had me tricked. I got legit at the end of the chapter. I was like, "Who are you really with? Like, what's going on here?" Like,
well, that's the interesting thing about it. We can like literally speculate like what the story was, but it's not going to really matter because I doubt we're going back to this. But we can like for real speculate on this subplot because the way it was written, I feel like Erica, was with this guy for whatever reason. Could have been money, power, fame, whatever. Then Feather shows up to save her. She tricks, she's tasked with tricking him to lure him in for this trap. But in all of their time together, she actually falls for him. But she's still trapped in a situation. She tries to lie to herself and say that she never really felt for him, that it was all a trick. But it like I said, it's a lie. It's a lie. She was feeling my boy Feather. But then like that whole story I just drew up is thrown out the window because Tatsumaki comes through and then she's like, "Oh, Tatsumaki." So that was funny. That was funny.
I know we talked about it briefly earlier, but I just love his like Feather's look when he's like, I even said like this will be my climax as a hero. I'm going home and I'm never thinking about this day again. It's just so good.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe they're for real Tatsumaki fans in verse. Like me being a Tatsumaki fan is different from these people being Tatsumaki fans. Cause like I don't got to deal with her destroying my house.
What they see though is just like this girl is crazy strong. Like she saves the day. It's not necessarily much the destruction part of it. They just see this cool psychic girl flying around. That's all it is. They don't see like what we see, where she's got the attitude with people.
Ah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, I think we already talked about this the other day. I think about like, is it really worth it? And I think we said by far it's worth it, but it's still a problem when she destroys your fucking house. But yeah, it's worth it to be able to have somebody who can deflect an earth cutter, bro. Like, all right, we'll let you. We'll let you rape and pillage, as it were.
Andre said Erica mirrors Tatsumaki fans. We just see the cool shit. We still stand. I mean, you're not exactly wrong, but shut the fuck up. As a Tatsumaki fan, stop exposing us. Let us have our moments. We in a bad state right now, but we'll be back up. Y'all wasn't saying this last arc.
A class or well, no, let me not say that. Who would you prefer to have the story or be incorporated into the current focus of the story? Like, what character would you prefer to get some spotlight next? Doesn't matter.
Anybody?
Yeah, no criteria.
Who have I been wanting to see for a while?
Two, either Sonic because he's been gone for ages. I want to see what he's up to. Or we have to focus on someone new, Watchdog Man, because he just doesn't do anything for ages. I want to know what he's about.
Now, Watchdog Man is a real good one. We haven't seen a panel of him in a while. Jesus, we don't know what he's up to.
I think we've seen literally every other hero. Besides Watchdog in the recent chapters. Tank Top, Pooty, Drive Night.
He hasn't been in the manga. I don't know when he was last in there. I think it was like, it might be when he fought Garou. That might be the last time he was legit in the manga, which was years ago now.
Oh, yeah, legit in the manga, yeah. Because besides that, it was like references.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've pretty much got every S-class since then. Yeah, we have for sure. We have.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen him since. Yeah, you're right. I can't recall the time when we've seen him.
Even fucking Blast. Even Blast.
Yeah, we've seen Blast in that time.
We've got more panels of Blast than we do of Watchdog Man.
We have more panels of Blast than we do of Watchdog Man.
Dude, we got a redraw of Blast's crew, and we still haven't seen Watchdog.
We have more panels of Blast's crew than we do of Watchdog Man.
That's crazy, bro.
No, let me not say that. We have around the same number of panels for Blast's crew.
Yeah, there we go. I know we got a few more Watchdog Man than we do with Blast crew.
Yeah, in terms of who I'd like to see, I think Sonic is a really good shout. I'd love to see him, but I think tied into Sonic is the idea of the kind of ninja village that they had, and I really want to see more about that. So that could tie into tie into Flashy Flash. I'm not sure if like Gale, Wind, and Hellfire are still alive. Maybe there's something there. So it'd be cool to see them all kind of regrouping on that storyline. We had the Sunblade storyline for Atomic, so I kind of want to see that go somewhere as well. And whether it goes somewhere through Ion, for instance, that'd be pretty cool. And like the Disciples, or whether it goes like through the Masters and they go exploring, that'd be pretty cool to see. But I really want to see kind of that be fleshed out a little bit more. I can't remember if there were any other kind of hanging storylines.
Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say maybe we can say Garou because of what he's been through, like what he's trying to work towards.
If we get listen, this video is gonna get demonetized. It's like,
don't say it then. Stop.
Wait, how is it going to get demonetized?
I'll say this then, just to jump on. I'm ready to not see Garou yet, but if Swirly wants to go back into the story again a bit more, I'm fine with that too.
That's it. That's my person too. I agree. Swirly is my number one. But I was gonna say, in a not inappropriate way, that if you start to give Garou, it's addictive. Like, it may be adversely addictive. Definitely could go in the wrong way or do too much with it. Sure, all those are real potentials. I'm more so referring to the fact that those single chapters, bro, where Garou was in the park with like Tadio or whatever, or just chilling, bro, or Garou just walking down the city, bro, them was chapters, bro. Those were effing chapters. Just casual Garou, fuck yeah. I'd read a whole lot more of that. I'd read that way more than I read about Erica, and I like Erica, but you already know, bro. So that's why I'm like, I agree with Matt. I push it to the side. I just wait. But nigga, imagine what if Swing you ran up on Garou?
Bye, swear you like.
Wait, I don't think we've talked about it. How strong is Garou right now?
I don't know. Do we think that he retained everything up until the Saitama fight?
That's a difficult one because he's broken out of that kind of outer shell, that carcass demonstrification. But do we assume that he's retained the strength? We can say that he's retained his own style, right? The conglomeration of all the kind of martial arts, or was that after?
Yeah. It's just a question of like what monster elements he still has, if he has any.
Yeah. So I'd say he's still gonna clap Suryu, basically, if he runs up on Suryu. But it'd be really cool actually to see them, like, if they cross paths during training, because we know that Bang tends to have like that little place where he'll go to travel and there's a waterfall and stuff. That's where he found Garou in one of the chapters we were reading. So maybe if like Suryu was met him along the way, it'd be this really cool kind of like Vegeta Goku-ish type of rivalry. That'd be pretty cool.
It's possible. I mean, Bang's legendary martial artist in One Punch Man. It's possible Suryu's like, Bang, bit of advice. And then he's like, here's my disciple Garou. Go around with him.
That'd be really cool. I'd also like to see kind of if there was any fallout that Blast and the crew are dealing with. So we know that there was the whole timeline where Jupiter was getting sneezed upon and everything like that. Does that just cease to exist now, or are Blast and the crew having to deal with are they having to deal with that timeline and cleaning stuff up there? Are they in the current timeline and have simply no knowledge of what went down, but they should still be aware that Garou and Saitama kind of blew each other away, right? Unless actually no, they wouldn't know about that part either. So it'd be cool to see what they still know and if they had to clean up anything.
I think it got reversed when he went back in time. It goes back to whenever like Garou just got his power. But there are some things that were retained. Biggest or question mark in my personal opinion is like if Saitama retained all that power. But that is very interesting to see if the dimensional beings that are Blast's crew apparently, or even God, are aware of what happened in that timeline. Regardless though, 180 was a chapter. Kenzin Rat. Man, bro, all the distractions today, bro. Like, jeez. Kenzin Rat. Saitama getting flung across cities again. Like, come on, bro. Like, do something. Somebody interfere. Something change. Like, I don't care about Tatsumaki and Saitama, bro. Do something different. Damn. Fubuki, like, questioning her entire philosophy of combat, disbanding the Fubuki group. Like, Tatsumaki's dress all tight, just like every single chapter. Erica. Feather.
Shout out Feather.
Like, the chapter was the chapter, man.
That's true. The chapter was a chapter.
The chapter was a chapter, bro.
Shout out to Middlebat's cat having kittens. All blessings to him.
Mm-hmm.
A beefcake versus Kenzin Rat. Who you got?
Beefcake.
Beefcake clapping.
Yeah.
Got you.
Literally.
All right. Giant snowman versus Kenzin Rat. What do you got?
Oh, that snowman kind of cold, nah.
The dinosaur. That's what we forgot. The big ass dinosaur in the anime. That was he was in the manga too. He was in the manga too, though. Yeah.
Let me see him again.
Yeah, he was in the side chapter.
Oh, what Tatsumaki fought?
Yes.
Different one guy. Yeah.
Ancient King.
Different looking dinosaur.
Yeah, it was a different dinosaur guy. Yeah.
Okay. Still a big ass dinosaur.
Oh. He kind of brolic, bro.
Whom?
Ancient King. He is Diesel, bro.
Ancient King. Who's that?
That's the dinosaur you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Bro, I'm telling you, he got a 14 pack. Yo, this man is disgusting. Yeah, I got yo, Kenzin Rat looking kind of, I don't know. Both got clapped by Tatsumaki though, technically.
I hope Grimm's not trying to do an outro right now.
I thought, there it is. Like the video, boys. Subscribe. We're gonna be doing more of this, obviously, because we've been doing it for a long time now, for multiple years. So you can expect consistency there. I know that you're You're gonna need it. You see, we aren't those little boys anymore. Like some of y'all are. But we here with you though. We get still hype. We still get hype. But consistency is important. You're gonna need that, my boys. You're gonna need that. So watch us, follow us, and we're gonna teach you that, bitch. We're gonna lead by example. Every chapter. See, I didn't even want to why do I keep cursing? I didn't even want to do a podcast for this chapter. But do you know what happened? These individuals were so enthusiastic about the content that I was like, damn, I can't let down the boys. I can't do it. And I wanted to talk about Erica. So we're here. Like the video, subscribe,